G'day, today we're doing a 3-night, 4-day hike in the Kosciusko National Park, doing the Kosciusko Summit, going down then to Charlotte's Pass and looping back around to the car. Gonna be lots of hiking, lots of fishing. Yeah, it'll be a good time.
We're at Illawong Lodge. We're going for a walk through the national park and to do a multi-day hike, and yeah, about to head across Illawong Suspension Bridge just over the road and hopefully find ourselves a place to set up camp.
Alright, this is the bridge. I'm person at the time. Pretty dodgy, but not bad. Nice little stream going down here. We'll probably have a fish if there weren't as many people, but we might come back later on. What do you reckon, mate?
Good.
Alrighty, we're at about 4 k's now. We've been doing a little bit of sightseeing, hence why we've been taking a little while. That there is Mount Anton. You can see the little ice pool we've got up there. So the way that we've set our bags up, we can't really bring a bladder because we were worried that it was going to blow up in our bags. Could be a rookie mistake, but whatever. So this is all the water that we've got so far. So we need to get up there. We can either stay down near the lake, but again, it just means we haven't traveled that far for the day. So we're going to try and get up to the peak before sunset. At least then we can use the ice, boil it down. We've got plenty of water, cook some food up there. We get a nice recording of the sunset and stuff like that. So yeah, we're thinking it's probably going to be another 4 k's to the top, roughly. So we've really got to power on before it starts getting dark, but we'll see how we go. Alright, so we were in luck. We were all the way down there. We've come all the way up over this little ridge. As we were making our way up to the snow, we ran out of water, and thank God we heard something in the distance, and we have found some running water. So we're going to fill the bottles up, purify some water, probably get about 2 litres in our packs, and then we're going to try and get to the top of Mount Anton, or whatever it's called. This has been an absolute lifesaver. The water tastes amazing too out of that life straw, but there's condensation on the outside of this bottle because of how cold it is. So we've got a litre in the bottle. We've also got another litre in the straw itself, so that gives us 2 litres. Even if for some reason we don't make it to the top this afternoon, and we need to stop halfway, maybe up near where those rocks are, at least we have enough water to get us back down here tomorrow, or if we can make it to the glacier, then we can go back on track, refill up in the morning, and then continue on. But yeah, this has been insane. How good is that?
Fantastic.
This is the best. A little bit more about us. Obviously, we're 4 hours into the hike and we've already ran out of water. We are the definition of all the gear, no idea. We're also not afraid to say it. So this is actually our first proper hike. We've done plenty of camping, you know, throughout the years and whatnot, but this is our first time actually just kind of surviving out of the backpack. So it's exciting, it's fun, it's been good going around, getting all the gear and stuff like that. So man, we've got everything: Cedar Summit cups, you know, our pads, you know, down sleeping bags, tents. Again, we've got everything, but this is the first time actually being out here and doing this. So, you know, we're not going to act like professionals. We know we don't know what we're doing. We ran out of water 4 hours into our first hike. Like it should be pretty clear. But yeah, on that note, just don't follow in any of our footsteps. Alright, so we made it. To be honest, didn't think we were going to get there in the end. It's been a huge climb. We are very, very, very high up right now. Yeah, we made it. So we're going to try and push up to the top of this hill and set up camp. At least then we can come down and collect some snow and whatnot. So yeah, good stuff. All right, so we finally made it to the top. Not the best for tents, but it will do. We've got this nice kind of soft shrub. And I think it'd be good for a tent, bit of padding. The flies are horrendous still. That is very high, but again, we're pretty happy with the distance that we covered today. Tomorrow we're going to try and jump back on the trail and go to just before Mount Kosciusko, so that the next day we can summit Mount Kosciusko and then make our way down to Charlotte's Pass, stay there the night, and then fish the Snowy River back up to where our car is. So we're going to start setting up here for the night, get the tents out, get the jet boils out, start making some dinner. So yeah. Alright, so we got the tent set up. Now it's unpacking all the bags. I've got all of our Cedar Summit waterproof pouches and whatnot. Plenty of food, some power banks, sleep mat, Kathmandu, keep us nice and toasty for the night. Spare clothes. We've also got the Cedar Summit sleeping pad as well, which will go well. So we'll start getting that set up now. Alright, sleep system all set up. Again, sleeping bag. We've got the Cedar Summit Elite XR and the Cedar Summit pillow. If you are going to use one of these pillows, the only thing I will recommend is leaving a little bit of air out of them. Much more comfortable than having it fully blown up. But tonight we've got a couple of these little hot water meals. So tonight we're having creamy carbonara, and for dessert I might have some honey wraps and a little protein bar. Alright, it's getting cold pretty quickly. That sun is just about to pop behind that mountain over there. So we have emptied some water into our jet boils. We're going to now go down to that snow and fill up our life straws and water bottles again, just so that we're ready for the morning. So yeah, again, just a quick short trip. Go down and come back up. Hopefully we can beat the sun, and then we can start cooking up some dinner. So it should be good. Alright, here we are. A little patch of snow. Plenty of water flow. It's going to be nice. It feels so good to walk around without a 15-20 kilo pack on your back. So it's been very refreshing running down here with just a life straw and a bottle. So as you can see, the snow has created a nice little river for us down here. Oh. Look at that. That there is just pristine drinking water. Alright, we're going to collect some and head back up.
Yeah, this little waterfall right here, I reckon.
Ice in summer. Snow, sorry. How good.
Holy fuck.
Alright, we just made it back up. We've got our jet boils and stuff like that ready. Nice full life straw and a nice freezing cold bottle full of snow water. But yeah, this is the view at the moment. Absolutely amazing.
Mate, have a go at that.
This is what it's for. Oh yeah. Yum! How good, eh?
Can't complain.
There's no Maccas at 1900 metres. It's going to be good. Going to be a good feed. Hook into some dehydrated meals. Yeah. Maybe a little bit of wraps and honey and a protein bar. No, it's going to be good. But this is what it's all. This is what it's all for. This is the best. Now we wait for that to boil. These jet boils are so good. They're obviously so easy to use. Kind of sucks they don't come with a striker. I mean, you've got to light it by other means once the gas is started with a rod, or either with a lighter or something like that. I mean, they are pretty expensive, so it would be nice if they came with a little striker inside, but again, they get the job done. Like, these things are absolutely cranking. And the best part about them is you can just pick the bottle up after it's done. You know, they boil 500 ml, but they hold about 800 ml, and the wind doesn't affect them too much because they've got these little volutes in here that kind of separate it up. So yeah, these things are just, they're so easy when you're out, especially in a national park with lots of shrubbery. You don't really want to be having a fire. Like, it's kind of hard to get through all of this to find ground. So these things are just great for cooking the dehydrated meals and yeah, boiling water. Alright, it's not a bad meal. This is the, I keep forgetting what it is. Carbonara, creamy carbonara. Not too bad, not gonna lie. Pretty nice. They rip down in this little bowl size. Pretty good. What do you got?
I got the beef and pasta hot pot. It's pretty fucking good.
You rate it? Let me look inside.
Bit of pasta, bit of fucking beef, some corn, some peas, some carrot.
Looks fat.
All the essentials to keep me hiking.
Alright, we're gonna smack these, have a wrap or two, and then we're gonna head to bed, so we will see you in the morning. It is 4:45 in the morning. We're gonna get out of the tent and start making some breakfast. We got a good solid 5 hours of sleep, which is nice. So we'll get out and start making some brekkie. At least then by the time the sun comes up, we can start packing our tents and head off for a big day. Alright, so we're out of the tent. It's 5:15. It's about 10 degrees at the moment, which is nice, not too bad. We're having some early brekkie before the sun comes up. So we've got a Red Bull, seems fitting. We're going to have another honey wrap. And I've also got 2 muesli bars. So it should be nice little food. Wind's picking up. It was real nippy this morning, but it's starting to warm up a little bit, so should be good. Set us up for a full day of hiking. Alright, it's very windy. We're all packed up. There's no more tents. All the gear is ready. So now we are aiming to follow this valley down and get back down to the water so that we continue on the main track. And then hopefully pop up near, we're going Charlotte's Pass. Well, we're going to cut before Charlotte's Pass and go up down Kosciusko.
The main range track.
The main range. Yeah. I'll give you a bit of a look. So this is where we were camping for the night. Going to now try and follow this down until we get back down to the river. And on the other side of that river, because we will cross, because there's a bridge down there, is the main track that we can follow back up all the way through these 2 mountains here, and then hopefully end up near the mountain. Alright, so change of plan. We were going to go back down to the river, but we think that if we can go kind of back up near where we were and cut in between 2 of the hills, mountains that are over that way, it should drop us basically near the base of Kosciusko. So we're going to give this a crack. It's obviously a little bit higher. It's going to be a bit of a harder walk, but it's almost half of the distance. So we'll see how we go. Alright, so right behind us here is Mount Twynham. We've come up from where we stayed last night. We're now starting to dip between both peaks because you've got the main Mount Twynham and then you also got the mini one over there. So we're going to dip between both peaks and then pop out on the other side. So you can just see from where we are now, where we stayed last night. Just down there. Right there. Alright, so we've just made it to the top. It is super windy up here, but it's beautiful. Like, you don't realise how high up you are here in comparison to the other side of the mountain. It's insane. I'll give you a look. That is super far. Anyways, we're gonna head back down this path and around this. Alright, we've just stopped off for a little bit of lunch. Side of this mountain. Looking good. So we've got the jet boils going. And yeah, we're cooking up some 2-minute noodles. We've got some beef jerky as well. We're going to mix up some electrolyte mix. And I've got these little energy pouches as well with some caffeine in them, which will get us the rest of the way over there. So it's going to be good fun. Alright, we're all fueled up. That's some 2-minute noodles, some beef jerky, and a couple of muesli bars. So now we're just getting ready to walk along this real windy. We've made it to Blue Lake. So you're not allowed to camp anywhere around. You're also not allowed to fish in there, of course. So from here, we've got to follow this trail again, back up, and around. Alright, we have finally made it back to the main track, as you can see now. We need to go up here, which is another slog, and hopefully from the peak of this mountain we can see Kosciusko. So fingers crossed, because we've been at it since 4:30 this morning. Alright, we can finally see Mount Kosciusko. We're about, what, 15, 20 k's away?
Nah, maybe 10 at most.
Looks a lot further than 10 k's. Anyways, we're sitting on this mad mount at the moment. What's the name of that lake? What was it again?
Club Lake, and we're
Club
sitting on
Lake.
Perutha's Peak.
Perutha's Peak. There you go. So have a look. So this is very steep, by the way. So again, another glacial lake. So we are not allowed to have fires, camp, or fish anywhere in this area. But Mount Kosciusko is just over there. That's the peak. You can see a little monument on top. Yeah, quite the ways away.
Hey, Wayne.
Yeah, when?
Alright, we're out here. Which is a bit windy right now, but as you've probably seen from the previous update, we've now walked around Perutha's Peak. We've got Club Lake behind us and a bit of snow. We're going to head down the rest of the main range along the grades and up to Lake Albina. Can't camp there, so then we're going to continue on to the creek.
Alright, so we're having a little competition. We like to cut the tracks a bit, but we're seeing we need to get down there to the start of that the grate up to Kosciusko. So I'm cutting the track. Tarek's gonna follow the track down. We're gonna see who gets down there first. So that is exactly why you cut the track. Very easy. Alright, we've made it to the grate. So this is the start. Goes all the way over there. So we'll get a nice shot of where we started right there. Don't fall. Alright, so we're getting there. Again, we're not too sure where this ends. Not too sure how far we are from the end, but that was where we started. Just over there. So yes, little ways to go. Alright, so we can see the end of this little trail just up here, and then that goes up to the summit of Kosciusko. So this is, what was this lake again?
Lake Albina.
Lake Albina. So this is the last of the 3 glacier lakes at Kosciusko National Park. Again, you're not allowed to camp, fish, or have a fire around this area. And this is Mount Townsend. Mount Townsend. Yeah, pretty nice looking. But yeah, again, we're getting close to our campsite. I believe it's going to be over there somewhere, just probably under here. So we're getting close. Again, this is why you need to, yeah, big shoes, gaiters. Right there is a healthy size funnel web. You do not want to fall off that. Alright, we're going to go and collect some water from this snow pile up here. We're also camping in here for tonight, but tomorrow we need to go up this trail up to the very top of Kosciusko and then go all the way down the back, all the way this way, and see that track there. Follow that all the way down until you hit Seaman's Hut, which is that little hut right there. And then on the back side of that mountain, come down, loop around Charlotte's Pass, and then follow this river all the way back to where we parked. Alright, we've stopped by this snow mound, and lucky for us, there's a nice little stream right on the walk path. So we're just filling up our life straws and our water bottles. We'll keep heading to camp. Alright, so the Mount Kosciusko walk starts right over there. We'll be camping down here for the night. Hopefully flick the rod in, see if we can catch any trout. It looks nice and looks like some nice flat land. Alright, so we've set up our camp spot for the night, just up there. We're also near a nice little river. So the water is still, but it's still nice and clear. So it's nice to have a bit of a wash, a proper wash for once. So yeah, we're just cooling down some drinks that we got, filtering some water and stuff like that as well. We're now going to go walk upstream, see if we can find any trout in the water and stuff like that. But yeah, not a bad little spot. Ooh. Alright, we've eaten, cleaned all of our stuff up. We're now just removing our tents, packing up all of our gear, and we're going to start heading up the top of Kosciusko, which is right behind this hill here. Alright, we're all packed up, ready to go. Camp spot for last night. So let's start heading up Kosciusko, eh? There is a bunch of crows flying around the peak of the mountain, which is odd. We're now in the on the main range walk, so there's lots of people. This is a nice touristy area, nice and easy climb. So yeah, we'll wait till we get to the top. Windy, eh, mate?
Hey?
Windy, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see there's lots of people up here. They've got another easy. Oh look, there's all of them. All those crows again. Yeah, man, that wind up there is just insane. It's about 60 k's an hour, they were telling us. So it's pretty insane. But yeah, here we are, Mount Kosciusko. Alright, it's almost 1 o'clock. We're now walking to Seaman's Hut. We're going to go and make some pancakes for lunch. Alright, we made it to Seaman's Hut. We're going to get inside and cook some lunch up. Alright, from that. Beautiful. Here we are, Seaman's Hut. Fantastic. So they make these huts mostly for emergency use. So if you were stuck out here in the snow, or if the wind got really bad like it is right now, you can set up camp. This one's actually open 4 days. A lot of them are only for emergency use only. But there's cabinets with stuff in it as well if you were to get stuck out here. Ground sheets, hand warmers, matches, cards, some water purifying tablets as well, and then plenty of food, jet oil canisters, all your non-perishable goods. Just in case you did get stuck out here, at least you could survive the night or until help came and got you. Here's our little pancake making contraption that we've got here. There's a little jet boil attachment for pans. There's a little $10 pan from Woolies, and we've got some pancake mix. Yeah. Peak. Absolute peak. Such a good idea. This is the best. So we're unsure if there's a storm coming or not. The wind is insane. There's a little podium back there that's saying it's going to take us an hour and a half to get to Charlotte's Pass. From what we know, we believe that if we can make it to Charlotte's Pass, because it's on the west side of the mountains, we should be covered from the wind. But again, that's just a theory. So we'll see how we go in, about an hour and a half. All right, we're about 500 meters from Charlotte's Pass. We're back down now at an altitude where the trees can grow. So this is the first time seeing trees in 3 days, which is nice. So we're gonna go down there, have a suss around, and then probably set up down near the Snowy River if it's accessible. All right, so bit of change of plan. There is a huge fire that has crossed the border from Victoria, and it's now going towards Kosciusko. So we were a little bit worried to set up on the Snowy River, just because obviously the wind was crazy up there as well. So we think, again, we don't know how fast this fire is going to move. We don't know if it's going to be safe to stay there. So we're going to go down here. We're at Charlotte's Pass now. We're going to the ski resort, see if we can speak to some people and figure out what the deal is, because it is pretty close. So we'll have a look. If for some reason we can't sleep there, back at the Snowy River, we might even try and set up camp around here somewhere, and then do the dash tomorrow. So we'll see how we go. All right, so we went down to Charlotte's Pass. We had a chat to a couple of people down there. Apparently there was some fires in 2006. In 2020, that ripped through here. And luckily Charlotte's Pass is in the Goldilocks zone of that fire. But the fire that's burning right now was the untouched part that the fire didn't burn last time, which is making them think that it's going to come rip through here. So to be on the safe side, we're going to try and get as far away from it as possible, because it is literally right there. So we're going to head back to the car as far as we can. If we can make it to the car, we may go and stay in Jindabyne for the night. If we just physically can't, we just collapse, then we will stay somewhere along the river, as long as we're a little bit close to the car in case something does happen. But yeah, we've already done 15 Ks today, and it's another 9 Ks to the car, so we're going to be absolutely bugging. All right, we're about 5 Ks from the car now, roughly. This grate is absolutely killer to walk on. It's not nice stuff at all. Just saw a little baby brown snake right off the trail. So but we're getting close. You can see the smoke starting to roll into the valley. So yeah, we'll keep going. All right, so that's the cabin you can see just down there, and where we stayed the first night is all the way up there. So those were the rocks that we set all the jet boilers up on and stuff like that. So yeah, a bit of a trek, but we're getting there. All right, it is 8:45. We made it. We're at about 25.5 Ks for today, which is insane. especially for our first time hiking with these bloody bags in our back. But you can see there is just zero visibility. Everywhere is just smoke, and it stinks of smoke as well. So our car is just down here, but we are done.